Welcome to Talkin, the Jersey and more with Vinny and Dino. Vinny.
Long time no see.
Long time no see. You want to
like,
explain our absence
like
to the
3
people
weeks.
out there? And
Well, yeah, we
on
had
YouTube land?
Well, we had an issue with our producer slash cameraman slash editor slash jerk. He kind of disappeared on us.
This is your version. And then I'm going to give my version.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay.
He showed up. He filmed a couple episodes. The first one you all saw.
Took my money.
He took your money, and I don't know if he ran. I don't think he can run. Yeah, I'm not so sure.
He's not running these days.
So we have hit the highlights. We do have a lost episode. It's out there.
We do.
It's out there.
We do.
Yes, we're kind of like the Beatles now. So
The lost
so
episode
he kind
of
of
Talkin
disappeared on
Jersey
us.
and more.
Yeah. So he's out. We now have Ryan with us.
Wonder Boy Ryan.
Yes, he's in the fray now, and it's a little more professional here, I think. So
Yeah, we got umbrellas
umbrellas. They're
indoors,
lighted.
so if you're superstitious, you shouldn't be watching this right now.
We'll find out.
Okay.
Yes. So,
But my version of
what
it
is your version?
Well, we know that he was a shoe salesman. He was Al Bundy. We do know that, right?
Yeah.
I think it was Payless or something like that.
I thought it was girl shoes. Explains a lot.
Debatable.
Explains a lot.
It was debatable.
Yeah.
And I guess he was making roughly $7.50 an hour.
So that's under the new minimum wage.
Well, that hasn't taken effect yet, has it?
Well, he's not.
If I
he's not
did,
going to
I'm
earn
screwing
it,
my
yeah,
employees.
yeah.
Well, anyway, he got promoted to manager.
Congratulations! Congratulations!
So now he's $8.10 an hour.
Nice.
And for some reason, he thinks that was worthwhile.
Well, he's missing the boat.
He is missing the boat, and now Wonder Boy Ryan is here.
Yes.
You know, very professional. We got tubes and wires all over the place.
Computers, cameras.
Computers, microphones. It's like
Look at this. We even got clip-on microphones.
we're like big shots now.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a big shot.
Yes. I've always felt like one. Now I look like one. So.
You act like one.
Absolutely. That's my
You
wife.
do. The lovely Christine.
The lovely Christine. Yes.
So
What's
going on? You tell me.
Not much.
How was
Jersey.
your weekend?
The weekend was Thanksgiving.
so
I actually.
Sort of our family, what do we do for Thanksgiving?
Well, I was off, so we got to celebrate Thanksgiving at home.
Okay.
We had the turkey, cranberry sauce, the corn, the potatoes.
Very American.
Yes, it is, but it's an American holiday. Are you American? Italian American, yeah.
Italian American.
So
yeah,
am I. I'm only half though. So I know a lot of my friends, as well as you. You decide to go another route with the menu. You decide to kind of go with the antipasto instead of the cheese and crackers for appetizer.
Both.
Yeah, so like I said, we like the turkey and all that, all the fixings, the traditional stuff, the stuffing, and everything. She put sausage in the stuffing though, so
She went a little ginzo.
a little bit.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's good.
That's nice.
So,
She's a good cook.
she's a real good cook. Yes.
So yeah, I can see that, but
Haven't missed
he's
the
done
meal.
a very good job of setting us up right now because the first episode we both look like heifers. Now we're heifers where we don't just look like
That's
them
right.
anymore.
Yes.
So
what do you
how
what
about
do you
dessert?
do?
What's your
Well, that's the
dessert?
typical apple pie, pumpkin
pie?
pie.
Okay.
I'm not a big pumpkin pie.
I don't like the texture of that.
I don't get it.
No, it's like
I know how you feel about pumpkins. For those of you who don't
I'm
know,
not into pumpkins.
he doesn't like pumpkins.
Screw the pumpkins.
I'd rather not. But so we
I
have
bet you somebody has out there.
I think I've carved a couple of those pumpkins. The traditional apple pie, coconut custard, pumpkin pie,
Nice.
ice creams, cookies, baked goods.
No Italian pastries, no cannolis, no pasta chot.
No, that's coming up for Christmas, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So what's
Okay.
on? What would be on a typical Dino menu for Thanksgiving?
Well, I went up to my mother's,
Nice.
and we never liked turkey. So since my father died, we haven't cooked a turkey. We're eating.
But did you cook it before Dad passed, or?
We did because we went to my grandmother's then, and she had to have it because.
So wait a minute. So going back even further back in a generation, Grandma was doing the American holiday.
Oh, but it was surrounded by prosciutto, fresh mozzarella,
Okay, all right.
stuffed artichokes.
I was worried there for a minute.
Yeah, no, she just did the turkey for the American people, like my cousins who came later in life.
Okay.
Because you had to do the turkey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So we just had a big bowl of pasta. We had meatballs, sausage, I had cannolis.
Do you bake the meatballs? Do you fry the meatballs?
My mother
how does
fries them and bakes them.
Both? Like she bakes
She
them,
fries
them first and bakes
finishes the bakes.
a lot of Parmesan inside the meatball?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's too much garlic though these days.
Gotta have
a
the
little
garlic.
older though.
I gotta have the
I got
garlic.
agita
Yeah,
that
well-
night. You can't do that.
It's worth it.
So, but Thanksgiving was good. But
Good.
I do have a concern though. For a lot of people who don't know out there, the Vivaro family makes turkey parmesan.
I should have shut my mouth.
What?
Fudge Amato.
What is that? And it's not just me.
One time I throw
You
cheese.
actually, one of your friends
Yeah, and he's
commented on my Facebook
Yes,
post and said,
yes.
Vinny, we need to have a sit down.
One time I throw freaking Parmesan on a friggin' thing with the turkey, and I'm labeled for life.
Okay, but see, as a cook, which I do cook.
Claim to cook, okay?
You know,
Yeah, you cook. I've had
I
your food.
cook.
I've had your food.
I'm
It's
pretty good.
It's good.
You're taking the turkey that's cooked already
Yeah.
and parmesaning it.
Okay.
You're drying the shit out.
Well, how do you do chicken Parmesan?
A fresh chicken breast.
Okay.
So basically what you should do is slice a raw turkey, bread it, fry it. But you're not doing that.
No, it's
You're
left-
taking
it's leftovers.
cooked
It's
turkey
leftovers.
and
Had it
breading
one
it.
time.
That's
Brandon,
just one time too
One
much.
time. And it'll be the last time because I'll never be able
You
to
know
enjoy
why?
it again.
You know why it doesn't go?
Why?
There's no letter Y in the Italian alphabet. So turkey parmesan does not go.
Okay.
That's the solution. That's the reason why I'm so animate about this.
I'll never do it again.
Until next Thanksgiving.
We'll see. Well, we didn't do it this Thanksgiving because of the friggin' ribbing I took. But that's okay.
You did take some ribbing.
Yeah,
So what'd you
that's
do? Like, so now Black Friday or Cold Thursday or Black Week. What did you do? Did you guys go shopping that
Hell
week?
no.
Or? No, you stay away.
Remember we just busted on our old producer who's a shoe salesman? I used to be a shoe salesman way back in the day, but that's okay.
Okay.
Black Friday was like a curse. I hated that day because you enjoyed the holiday on Thursday.
Okay.
Knowing you had to get up at early in the morning to get to the mall to take care of all the friggin' rejects that are coming to the store, banging on the gates at 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't shop on Black Friday. Frig that.
No, not worth it.
Got on my phone. I bought a couple things on the internet on my phone.
You didn't wait till Cyber Monday to do it?
The deals are all the same. What am I going to save? $3? I mean, jeez. My phone bill. I mean, Jesus, do I
I'll tell
really
you,
care?
How ridiculous is it that people are just like trampling each other? I mean, it's the people are dying. They're taking. They're taking bets.
Did you see what
How many
happened? I
people
think it
died?
was in Minnesota. Some guy who had a rough year, he took 1,000 $1 bills to the top of the mall, and he dropped them off into the choir that was singing down below. They arrested him for disturbing the peace. I mean, come on, So people, that was his version, I guess, of
Giving back.
giving back to Black Friday, and you know what? It's a scam, but we all know. You as a business owner, you were probably open trying to make some sales and do some stuff on the weekend.
I tried.
And,
And,
how'd that go?
Not good. No, not good.
Things are still
saying-
tough. Things are still tough, man.
They were saying that shop small business on Saturday, and I had a great deal going, and I had nobody walk in. The streets are dead in Point
I was going to
Pleasant.
say, this is a downtown area.
This is downtown Point Pleasant.
And
By the
I'm
way,
a-
we're filming from Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club, just so.
Yes, and it's a downtown, beautiful Point
That's the
Pleasant.
only
New
time I'm
Jersey.
going to mention it today.
Until the next segment. But it's a beautiful area. You think people will be walking through? There's a few shops up and down the road.
You know
here.
what it is? I think the reputation of this area is that they close so early.
They do.
Yeah, and I'm a firm believer, if you have a retail store and you're complaining about the malls, well, the malls are open to 9:30. You really shouldn't be closing your door at 5 because anybody who has money works between 9 and 5 for the most part, I would
They're
think.
not
I'm the oddball
I was going to
working
say,
my hours.
I've been to your club at night. It's the only thing open at
Yeah.
nighttime. So,
Yeah. So, I mean, if you have a retail store and you're closing at 5 o'clock,
well, it's,
you're forcing them to
what
go
was
to the
it?
mall.
Bergen County still got the blue laws or whatever the hell
Which,
it is.
that's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
was it Paramus?
That
or-
is ridiculous.
Can you imagine owning a business up there
I would cry.
and you know that it's only a 6-day work week?
Well, some people, if you have a successful business, you're happy
Your
about
payroll
that.
is down, but so are your sales. I mean, I don't know. That's a little antiquated.
Most people
for-
shop on Sundays. I mean,
But I don't do the holiday shopping thing. We have a small family to begin with. There's
Yeah.
also some of our fans, if anybody hears that.
yeah, nice.
I don't do any of that crap. It annoys the
Now,
crap
how many
out of
people
me.
you buy for? You buy
My
a lot of
wife.
gifts?
Well, I got my wife, my 2 kids,
Okay.
my sister and brother-in-law, my little nephew,
That's it.
and a
Okay.
couple friends here and there. Nothing major. So I don't have a big family. So
Yeah.
we can knock this stuff out, boom, 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 on the phone,
Nice.
on the computer. But I think the wife took the 2 kids, my kids, they're 21 and 17. So they went to the mall
to pick out what they want.
Just to pick up a couple things late in the night, and it wasn't. They said there was nobody in the mall. So I don't know. And I've watched the business networks this morning. They're saying Black Friday wasn't all what it was cracked up to be.
Well, what happened was
So-
I saw that little clip too, and they said that Thanksgiving itself was up 2.7%.
Well, it started at 0. Nobody was ever open on Thanksgiving.
So that took away from Black Friday. So now it's Black Week. They should really take the whole week.
Yeah, I don't even know how Cyber Monday works. So
Well,
does it start at like
supposedly-
9 o'clock?
No,
is
it
it
starts
like
at
at
midnight.
It starts at midnight. See,
Starts
Saturday,
at midnight.
I was asleep.
Goes right, and today's Monday. We're filming actually.
I think it's actually Tuesday.
Oh, it's Tuesday. I slipped right through Cyber Monday. All right, guys, coming back soon. All right, we're back talking Jersey and more with Vinny and Dino. So Vinny, let's talk about some Jersey a little
Jersey
bit. What's
stuff.
going on?
Well, if anybody was reading the news lately, did you see the prostitution ring down in Ocean County? They were caught in a house, which it happens.
All right, how desperate? Did you see the picture of that woman?
I tried to look away.
How desperate can an old man be?
Well, you say that because it was in a retirement village that they were busted.
Right.
It's a good cover if you think about it. It's a good cover. But then you read further and you hear that there was.
Does she get paid by the hour?
I don't know if she was getting paid in money or she was getting paid in Social Security. I don't know how she was getting paid.
But she didn't live there.
I don't know.
No, she was visiting there.
Yeah, they had cars up and down. They said like all hours of the night, 500-600 visitors.
Okay, now this is where I have to stop you. Who's the security guard in his village?
A senior citizen.
Okay, that explains
Well,
it.
I'm sure. I mean,
So
come on.
why is a senior citizen protecting the senior community?
Beats the
I'm not trying to be
No, it's
prejudiced
true.
by
No,
any means, but
it's just like
if you're guarding the senior citizen community, you should really be fucking guarding it.
Well, it's kind of like the mall cops. You really scared of a mall cop? No.
No.
So in my opinion,
Although Kevin James is really funny in that movie.
that was hysterical.
That was a good movie.
Was that thing the
little scooter?
Oh, that thing was great. And he was
Going 3 miles an hour.
licking the lollipop on the ground. Oh, that was good. But if you think about it, that was a great cover for a short time anyway. I mean, who's thinking about busting a prostitution ring in a senior citizen village? So that's either going to do one or two things for that village. The sales are either going to go up or going to go way down. I think they were up. A lot of things were up in that village. I don't think it was the sales.
I think it was the Viagra sales.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. It was wondering why the Viagra salesman was up and down so many times. But that was kind of disgusting.
That was disgusting.
What else was going on? I was browsing the internet like I always do, and I discovered this story about cursing. Now, we'll do okay here, but, New Jersey curses the third most in the country. I'm appalled.
That's it?
I'm appalled, yes.
That's it?
I think we were fucking
Who?
number one.
Who has to be this?
Well, I think
It has to be somebody who lost a basketball player, or it has to be somebody who has a terrible
I think they
football
said
team.
it was Maryland and
Maryland, okay, the Baltimore Orioles.
Well,
The Ravens, they should be happy.
Well, you got the D.C. area too. I mean, I don't know if that was kind of spilled over into the Baltimore area or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, let's face it.
Who else on our list?
Well, Ohio.
Well, that explains it. They lost LeBron.
Who?
LeBron?
Oh, he took his talents to South Beach.
Yeah. Cleveland Browns.
Well, no.
Cincinnati Reds didn't go far.
Well, they made the playoffs at least. We got a local Jersey kid on the Reds, Todd Frazier.
Yes.
So
Yes, shout out to Todd.
props to him. How you doing, Todd?
Hope he's listening.
I
Or watching.
hope somebody's watching.
Even Brian's sleep goes through.
Yeah, I mean, but who? I mean,
I said Brian. Shit. That's it.
back it up.
Back it up. Okay.
Well, he knows that.
Ryan, Superboy
Ryan knows how
Ryan.
to edit, right?
Brian, Superboy Ryan.
Yeah. There's not really much in Ohio, so I can see how people can get frustrated living in that friggin' state. So.
Actually, in Ohio is Brandy Taylor, the porn star.
Really?
Yeah, she lives in Ohio.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, she lives in Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
What town?
She follows me on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah. Not that it's done anything for me.
I'm
It hasn't done a damn
speechless.
thing for me. I forgot to throw it out there.
Well, I'm glad you did.
All right.
I'm
But
intrigued.
Ohio's number one in the country.
And with Maryland, and we're number 3. Wouldn't you think that it would be like Jersey, New York, Philadelphia, 1, 2, 3?
No,
Come on.
Pennsylvania, those Amish.
But that's a little west of Philly.
I know, but we're saying state.
It's the state, right? But you
Right,
think that
well,
when you think of Pennsylvania, do you think of Harrisburg, or do you think of Philly?
I think of the Amish.
What, the whole fireplace thing?
Oh, yeah.
I think these chairs are made by the Amish.
They are, actually.
That's why they work.
Simon? All right.
But
So what else going on in Jersey?
not much. I saw that our great governor was named by GQ as Boss of the Year. Imagine that.
The New Jersey governor is called Boss of the Year. That's not stereotyping us any more than what we are. Right?
No, but look at him. He's a bully, and I like him.
I think he'd be great.
When I say
president.
bully, I don't mean that in the sense of the word. Let's call
That you're
time
gonna
out
take
here.
your football home
Yeah,
and
we're
not
not
play?
going that way. You know, I'm not talking about your kid getting bullied by the kids in the street. I'm not.
No,
I'm talking about an adult bully that just bullies idiots in the state because we have plenty of them here.
Can I ask you something?
Please do.
If you saw anybody who was going to become president, and you know that little red button that's sitting on the desk somewhere in Washington?
They said it exists. Yes. Okay.
Do you not think Christie has the balls to hit that button?
In a heartbeat.
What? You pissed us off? What? You don't want to come back? Oops.
It'd be like Jeopardy.
My fat fucking fingers hit the button.
It'd be like Jeopardy with him. You're not going to even. The answer is.
You know what? You know how I feel about capital punishment. You know what? We should have sent that missile over there
In the 80s.
2 seconds after the towers went down.
Well, yeah.
2 seconds.
But in this country, it's too politically correct because we have to kowtow to all of the people.
I know Ramadan, we got Hanukkah, we can't say Christmas.
Well, careful with Hanukkah. Israel is one of our friends.
I like them.
I like the Israelis too.
I have a lot of Jewish
Since
friends.
1947, they've only been Israel. So we've been around since 1776.
I like Jewish people.
I like Jewish people too.
Okay.
I have no issue.
Kwanzaa. I mean, really.
I like everybody.
That's debatable. But anyway, getting back to what we were talking about Black Friday, did you see there was a car accident in Tom's River that was pretty
I
bad?
did see that. Yeah, I just missed that.
The lady fell asleep, and her claim to fame was she was Christmas shopping too early on Black Friday.
So
and she fell asleep at the wheel,
She was probably one of
leaving
those
Toys R Us.
She was one of those. Well, she was probably one of those idiots that was out since Thanksgiving. That's probably why. How do you fall asleep at 2:00 in the afternoon?
I don't know how people do it.
Let's hope nobody watches this at 2:00 in the afternoon. So that's all I got to
I
say.
don't want them falling asleep on us, please.
But people have to be careful. I mean, she was probably texting. She says she was falling asleep. She was probably texting. Don't give me that crap.
You know the funny
Because
thing?
I don't think you can go to jail for falling asleep at the wheel. I think you can go
No.
to jail for texting while you're driving.
Yes.
So let's face it. I'm putting that out there. If something happens, God forbid, with me driving, I was asleep. I wasn't texting because I don't text and drive. No.
You know,
So,
I will do it when I'm at a red light.
of course.
That I would do.
Of course.
If I'm in a conversation, I'll actually pull over and do it. But driving to my mother's, because my mother's up in Belleville,
Well,
I can't tell you how many people I saw texting on the parkway.
Now, what do you think the median age was of the people that you saw texting on the Parkway?
I saw somebody who was definitely in her 40s.
Okay. Well, it's
You
not
know,
a,
again,
it's not a
she
young
had
kid
her
thing anymore.
glasses on going like this. But you can tell when someone's texting if you're driving behind them. And not even because you see the little blue light. They're actually
they're
swerving
all over the road.
place.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's not more accidents.
I don't swerve. I just hug the right side when I text.
But you know, the funny thing is, I got a ticket the other day.
You didn't tell me this.
No, I didn't tell you
You're
this.
saving it.
I'm saving
Go
it.
ahead. For what?
The move-over law.
Okay.
If a police officer pulls somebody over
Okay.
on the right side,
Yeah.
you're technically supposed to move to the left lane.
Okay.
Or if you can't move to the left lane, you need to slow down.
When did they advertise this? I never heard of this.
This has actually been in effect since the officer got struck on Route 195 a few years back, maybe like 2 years ago, and,
Really?
and
I
he had
remember
pulled somebody
that.
over.
I remember that,
and he was
yes.
killed. And
Wow.
I actually got a ticket for that.
Who gave you the ticket?
A police officer.
Which police officer?
Police officer in Brick.
So there was another cop in the area while his
All
buddy
right,
was pulled somebody over?
I do a lot. I'm going to put this out there. I do a lot of fundraisers for brick police officers, and I respect police officers a lot, and you know I do.
Yes, you do. Oh, by the way, the first ticket I ever got in my life wasn't brick. Go ahead.
There was a car pulled over.
A car is being stolen right now, by the way.
Yeah, who's beeping over there? Car pulled over. Police officer pulled behind him.
Okay, that's what they're supposed to do. Gotcha.
Okay. I'm driving past, and whenever I see a car pulled over, my curiosity kicks in. I want to see how drugged up they are. What's going on? Are they texting?
I want to see the test.
Is she smashing? Her things are hanging out. I want to see.
I want to see the walk.
I want to see the train wreck.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I always slow down. So I slowed down, drove maybe another 200 feet. How's this from? What did I do? Pulls me over. Says license, registration, you know, all that
Did you
stuff.
ask him what, like?
I didn't ask him at that point because I always ask him when he come back.
Okay.
Had the PBA card and everything.
Oh,
Didn't mean
yeah, I
anything.
don't mean
Didn't mean
anything.
nothing
That means
anymore.
nothing.
It used to mean a lot.
Shit,
But,
no.
he comes back and he says, well, you didn't move over. My partner was pulled over. Really?
Was it a 4-lane
Well,
road or was it a 2?
Two. Route
Where
70.
you moved to the other?
And with the construction, where was I going to go?
Head on traffic.
So he says, no, you have to move over to the left lane if there's space. I said, I never heard of that law before.
No.
He says it's been effective for a little over 2 years.
Not even a warning.
Nope.
He broke the. Just,
And he wrote it down, and I said, is it points? Is it, because I'm thinking it's a
Yeah.
moving violation.
yeah. What is it? Yeah. What is it?
He says, no, just call up and you'll get your fine. So I call up.
$110.
Nope. Mandatory court appearance.
What?
And I said to the woman on the phone, I said, this wasn't checked off. On the ticket, it actually says, just call. Oh, no, all the police officers last night that were doing it got it wrong.
So you have to take time out of your schedule to go to court because they screwed up.
No, I'm looking at it like it's a sting.
Was it the
They were on.
That
I
was
mean,
that was
honestly,
their-
that night I saw about 6 other cars pulled over. Right, it was like a
So
domino
that was their
effect,
objective for the day.
which is fine, and I totally get it. I understand the DWI checkpoints. I totally get it, and you know what? You can say that the police department is not a business. It is.
that's bullshit.
There's budgets.
Yeah. And is it the end of the year?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say that, but
Well, I'll say it. It's the end of the year.
yeah, I got to go to court. Got to go to court. So obviously it's
luck.
going to be moving points
Good
license.
luck with that. You need a lawyer?
Yeah. No, I'm
I
going
know
to go myself.
I know a guy.
I'm going to go myself.
Okay.
Oh, I think I'm good.
All right. Well, that's cool.
Let's get back talking sports in the next
All
segment.
right.
All right, back talking Jersey and more of Vinny and Dino. The holidays.
Uh,
The
I
holidays.
like the holidays.
Ding, ding, a ding, 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 a ding.
Dominic the Donkey.
Dominic the Donkey.
Yeah.
Salvation Army guys.
I like the holidays. Come on. Santa Claus. Come on.
All right, now-
it's
now-
good. It's good.
Again, we know that you're from South Jersey. So
Grew up.
you in high school, did you take the lovely Christine out to Rockefeller Center to go see the tree?
Actually, when we were dating, yes, we did.
Okay.
Yes, we did. You
And that was like
you-
a road trip for you.
yeah, big time. You tried to nail me on this. Yeah. When we were dating, we did go up to the city once for the holidays. We did the
Okay.
old horse and buggy thing. We walked around
Nice.
the Center. Yeah, it was nice.
Nice.
We were young.
I hope nobody from Peter's listening to this.
No, whatever they say is true. It stinks behind those horses.
Yes, they do.
It's really romantic. They give you the nice blanket and everything. It smells.
Ever since those Hindus are controlling
Oh
them
my
now.
God.
It's horrible.
It's just bad. But you know what though? It's cute. You go around Central Park West.
It's
and all that.
nice.
It's nice. You gotta do it one time.
So you
Gotta
get
do
knifed.
it. That can possibly happen.
That
yes.
happened. That happens
And
rather
back
often.
when I went back in the '80s, that was the days that they used to do the wildings. Remember the wildings?
No, what's that?
Gangs of kids used to just run through. Like today, they got the knockout kids.
Oh,
That's just crazy. But they used to call it wilding.
Oh, okay.
You didn't hear about that?
No, I never heard about that.
That's what they called it. But we go to the city every year now. Now that we're married,
Okay.
and we have the kids. We try to go every year.
Okay.
And we'll be going probably this coming week. Or
Now you
next
make it a
week.
whole night. You go out to dinner,
We
dessert.
do. Yes. We go there.
Where do you go dessert?
I don't know. Wherever we just wherever we
Just
find
find
we just
someplace.
find a place. It's New York, something every block. But we made the mistake last year. We went the last Sunday before Christmas.
Oh.
It was a friggin' madhouse. The crossing, you know where Radio City is,
Yes.
and you got the big intersection there, and
Yes.
and they got the cops directing traffic because everybody wants to go to
Which
the
actually
tree.
hurts the traffic.
It does, but you have no choice, and because Rockefeller Center is right there, so there was like the crossings on both sides. It was like this. Thank God my kids are older because we got separated. I mean, they're at the time 20 and 16, not like they're little kids. So we
Right.
tried we're holding on to each other like little kids, but we got separated.
Okay.
They actually crossed before we did, and we're texting and calling each other. It was hysterical. But there had to be, I am kidding you not, at least 20,000 people at that intersection trying to cross in either direction. So we're going to go this week. It's going to be less crowded.
Now you go ice skating and everything?
No, we don't do the ice skating. No. We just go. We look at the
too
tree.
cold down here.
We go to it's all right. We do the tree.
Okay.
It's nice to see. We like to walk around the Rockefeller Center shopping thing. Yeah, all that other
You
stuff.
get a caricature of yourself and stuff?
No, we got characters now. It's just,
Like I said,
nobody can
are
see
you going to
them.
get a caricature
No,
of yourself?
no, forget that. No. But we find some place to eat. We don't plan anything. We just walk around, whatever strikes us. But you got to
You
go
gotta
to
go to
city.
Lindy's.
Lindy's. Oh, the
cheesecake
the
place.
cheesecake. Yeah.
Gotta go there.
Where's that? What street's that?
It's
on?
really
It's all in
close
that
to
area.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, real close to there.
I like cheesecake.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
good.
But
I'll take a mortgage out for it, but it's good.
yeah, and one of the difficult things is we don't drive into the city first of all because it's crazy that time of year.
You don't drive?
No, we take the train.
You don't get home till like midnight.
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. No, we don't. No, we don't take it. We drive to Metro Park.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's 50 minutes to Metro Park and it's like 30 minutes by train.
Okay.
So it's not too. As a matter of fact, last year the train caught on fire. The one we were on, we had to stop. We're stopped, and we're like, "What the hell's going on?" And they said, "Oh, we have a little difficulty with the train." Okay, well, whatever. They said, "Yeah, there's a little bit of smoke coming out." They fixed it. So we're, and the thing going on now, what happened in the Bronx the other day. So we're like this with the trains, but I don't want to drive. I hate driving.
Oh, you gotta drive in the city.
I don't mind driving into the city, just not during the holidays. It's crazy, and the paying for the parking. So it's like $80 round trip for the four of us by train.
Yeah.
But there's no agita involved. You just get up and down, walk up Penn Station, boom, and you're right there in the heart of Midtown. So we like that.
Okay.
So that's what we'd like to do during the holidays. I'm not gonna say what I do for a living, but I am a shift worker. I work on midnights on Christmas. So we like to celebrate some stuff a little bit early. And Christmas morning I'll have home, and then I got to go to work.
Okay.
'Cause and people may not know, this is not my only job. So
That's like triple time and a half, isn't it?
yeah, I'll be making a few shekels.
Nice.
Oh, the Hanukkah, the shekels is now.
Shekels
it'll,
is now.
It'll be
Are
money.
you making shekels if you're working tonight?
No, I made shekels over the weekend. Somebody called out sick, so I made a couple shekels. But I'll be making some cash on Christmas Day.
Fazools.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. So it's not so bad. So, like I said, we have a small family. So the opening of the presents and eating the breakfast, in the morning, and everything.
Okay.
Oh, I just love that stuff. Christmas morning is my favorite holiday.
Now, do you make a bigger deal about Christmas morning or Christmas Eve?
Eve is the one day that I cook. Pasta yo-yo, you know what that is, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
That's my thing. I chop up the garlic, and I chop up some more garlic, and some more garlic.
See, I can't come to your house then.
No, you
too
got
much
the,
agita.
yeah,
Oh, forget about it.
I
All that
love that
garlic.
stuff. And then I chop up, I do a little sliced tomato and I throw it in there with the pepperoncinos. With some
a little
linguine.
spice.
With some linguine, we get the shrimp cocktails. Oh man, that's my one day. Nice fresh Italian bread. So when you say
Where do you
big,
get your Italian bread from?
there's a couple places in town. I mean, but unless you can make a recommendation without making a
Calandra's in Newark, to be honest with you.
yeah, I don't know if I can drive up there just for a fucking loaf of bread. Sorry.
It's
Is
better
it-
often down here.
Yeah, but by the time I get it home, it's not going to be fresh. Something like that, you got to buy.
No, you got to buy 2 or 3 loaves because you got to eat one on the way down.
Yes.
It's a long ride.
Do you like butter on your bread? Butter on the bread? Do you do the
I
olive
like
oil?
to dip the oil.
Yeah, I do. I do both. I like both.
I do.
I don't mind that. But so Christmas Eve is a big deal food wise,
Right.
Because when I was little, I'm half Polish, as most of you might not know. We used to go to my mother's house for Christmas Eve, even Dad and everything like that.
Okay.
My dad's he's a real Italian, but they would do the 7 fishes.
Yeah.
She would make the flounder, the crab legs, and the four of them.
Smelt, the escargot. Oh.
My mother, father, and my grandparents would eat the schmelts. I'm like, what did it? And then we eat the white herring right out of the. Oh my God! I would eat the flounder and the crabs and everything like that. So we did the 7 fishes when I was little. We do that a little bit now. We do the shrimp cocktail, a little bit of flounder because the kids nowadays they don't like to adventure. We do a little bit of Help me out there.
Galamad
Galamads.
sauce.
Yeah, the galamad. Got to have the galamad with the nice hot marinara sauce. That's another thing. But
Marinara sauce is correct.
marinara sauce, yes.
Pot of gravy is different.
Right, because it miraculously turns into gravy.
That's right.
Because you
Dunk the bread in the gravy.
Yes. Was there anything better growing up? Not to get off the beaten path here.
Go ahead.
When I was 15 to like 20, you go out late at night and you come home on a Saturday night. Mom would always wake up and make the sauce.
That's what woke me up on Sundays.
But the smell of the garlic and the onions frying, then she throw the sausage into the pan. Oh,
Yeah.
is there anything better waking up to that at like about 11
In
o'clock?
fact, my breakfast on a Sunday morning, because my father used to stop at Zinicola's and pick up bread, I would take the bread,
Sauce sandwich.
dunk it right in the pot,
Yeah.
and I would eat half a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
That would be my
absolutely.
breakfast on
We
Sunday.
would, and on Sundays, even during football season, if it wasn't a holiday, I remember my dad and I, we would just go get we didn't even get the little plate, we would get like the little saucer. And we didn't want to touch the Italian bread because we didn't want to ruin it for dinner. So we would just take out the regular loaf of white bread and just like dunk it in the sauce. And it would get all like mushy and everything. Oh,
White bread?
just to have the
Oh,
sauce.
you got to buy extra bread.
But whatever, it didn't matter. It was the whole thing, it was to have the sauce.
Okay.
And everybody does it in different ways.
Yeah.
But different traditions. I mean, but even now, when the lovely Christine is making the sauce, I got to go for the meatballs. So I think she now purposely bakes and fries the meatballs first because she's a little bit anal with the raw meat until it cooks and everything like that.
Oh, no, that's the way to go.
Yeah, I know. So, but that's okay though. So that it just gives me an excuse to grab a meatball while I'm dunking the bread into the sauce.
So you're just tasting it to make sure it's cooked.
So we got a little off the beaten path. So I'll be doing that on Christmas morning probably.
Okay.
So and then I love.
And how about
Christmas.
New Year's? New Year's a big deal for you?
New Year's is a Polish. My wife has continued the tradition: kibasi, sauerkraut, spare ribs, pierogies. Got it. Homemade. She makes great homemade potato salad. Oh God.
So she celebrate New Year's Eve, New Year's
Like
Day.
That's
January 2nd?
No, that's
Or-
New Year's Day.
Since she's Polish?
No, she's not Polish. I'm the Polak.
Oh, you're the Polak.
She's Hungarian and Scotch. My kids are mutts. If you cut them and bled them, you wouldn't have any idea what the hell they were.
Wow.
But thank God they look like their mother. So my wife has been great enough to keep some traditions alive that I had when I was growing up.
Okay,
So
good.
the Polish is
Good.
New Year's Day and Easter, and Italian is the other time. So what about yourself? What do you do for Christmas
Well, we always made a big deal about Christmas Eve.
Day? Okay. Gifts and everything,
when
or
that's where we'd open the gifts.
really? Okay.
Christmas
A lot
Eve.
of people do that. Yeah.
My father loved Christmas Eve. He was into the fish, the escargot.
Midnight mass.
My mother and father used to go every once in a while. You know what? We didn't go to church much.
Yeah, we've gotten away from it.
Yeah.
Nobody's listening, but yeah.
He's listening.
Yeah, well,
What do you want to do? Things happen. Right? I mean,
yeah.
life.
Yes.
You know?
I know what I believe in. It's okay.
He's supposed to be listening, right?
Yes, we'll have a religious segment some other time.
Yeah, another time.
So,
So,
what
so Christmas Eve, we used to make a big deal, and the weirdest fish. Now, the funny thing is, I'm allergic to fish. I can cook it, I can prep it,
with gloves,
but I can't. No, I can touch it.
you can touch it.
I just can't consume it.
Wow.
So my grandmother.
What do you get? Like you break out,
just
or
nauseous. You don't want to puke in the middle of Christmas Eve dinner.
so you don't even eat galamad?
No.
That's like a staple.
I know. So my grandmother used to make meatballs for me on Christmas Eve because
Special meatballs.
I got the pass,
Oh,
but I was the first grandson.
I know the feeling.
I got the pass. Everybody else had to eat the fish. How come he's not eating it? Well, he gets sick.
You planned that out well, Dino. Good job.
Perfect. I hate that fish. So, and then Christmas Day, we just hung around. If we got toys, we played with toys.
Yeah. Even now, you play with the toys.
Watch football. Yeah, sometimes I have to.
Yeah.
And we, watch television. And
There's always a marathon.
I always used to go to. Back then was Crazy Eddie.
Yeah, prices were insane.
He was always open on Christmas. And that's where, if we got like a new video game system,
Oh, okay.
we go buy video games that day.
Eddie Antar.
He was always open on
Is
Christmas.
he out or is he dead?
And what was the other one that was open? I forget the name of it. But not Radio Shack. Circuit City? Maybe?
No, they
Or
still in
PC
business?
Richards? PC Richards? Oh, well, no. Well, back then now. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So, yeah. But,
And if it snowed, it was even better, right?
Oh, it was great. Then we have to go nowhere. On Christmas Day, I had to go to my grandmother's house.
Okay. We know you didn't build snow for us.
Another story on that one.
Yeah.
All right, come back with sports soon. All right, talking Jersey more with Vinny and Dino, our famous sports segment.
I love sports.
I know you do.
This is.
Go
I
for
can't
it.
wait for this. Football. You watch football?
Yes, I do.
You know that the Jets started off a lot better than the Giants this year.
They did.
The Giants were what, 0-6? And the
at least
Jets,
0-6.
they had the ADD thing going. They would win, they would lose, they would win, they would lose, they would win, they would lose.
Yes.
Then they lost. So now basically the Jets suck more than the Giants suck, because my Giants lost to your friggin' Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them? God.
It's short-lived.
Yeah, Tony Romo. They'll definitely be short-lived. But the Giants
Although
won
he
again.
has a beautiful wife.
Did you see them on
Did you see that Thanksgiving?
I know. I got a text from you. I think I hit the rewind on the DVR like 12 times. I'm like, wow. Tony,
I realize that
Tony.
Vinny sits in front of the television and he watches football nonstop. He's got his computer going, his little blog. Plug the blog?
Plug the blog. Gridiron Nation.
Plug the blog. Yeah, I figures. It's one opportunity to plug it.
Absolutely.
So anyway, he's sitting there, he's watching every play, and he gets a text from me. Did you see Tony Romo's wife?
And I think I said, hit rewind. I was like, wow. I didn't even think I called the wife down. Hey, look at his wife.
Look at her. Look at her.
wife.
And she's pregnant.
Wow.
She's pregnant.
The kid was cute.
That's
though.
the
Did you see the kid?
look-
He had
cute
like
kid.
the surfer hairdo and everything like that. What the?
Best looking pregnant woman I think I've ever seen.
Wow. And they said that she cooks too. They were talking about her. The one good thing is the Brett Musburger wasn't doing
Well,
the
she
game.
got something baking right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Hope
Brett
it's his.
Musburger wasn't doing the game because if he was, he'd be hitting.
Oh, is that mine?
I tell you. So the Giants, they got an outside shot. They have a mathematical opportunity to make the playoffs. It ain't going to happen. The Jets, they suck. They ain't going anywhere. They got Geno Smith. He got yanked on Sunday. They put in Phil Sims's kid,
Nice, finally.
and he didn't do all that good. I mean,
I know, but
he
you know
didn't
what? How
prep all week.
many snaps does he have?
He probably had 0 all week.
Okay.
And Rex Ryan, I'm not a big fan of Rex Ryan, but early in the year, I was really touting him to keep his job based on their start. Get rid of him. He's a circus freak. Get rid of him. They got Marty Morningweg as the offensive coordinator. He's
Ever since the
terrible.
pantyhose situation.
Is the pantyhose or shoes?
Wasn't
Well, he's into the weird things with his wife. And
Yeah.
They advertised that. Jeez, do we have to talk about that again? But
they were winning back then, weren't they?
they were. But I think they're.
Hey, if Joe Namath wore pantyhose, why can't Rex Ryan get into it?
Joe Namath got a little bit more ass than Rex Ryan did, though. Back in the day, Joe was the man, I tell you.
Broadway Joe?
Broadway Joe.
What a shame.
But in our hometown football college team, Rutgers, boy, do they suck. My son goes to Rutgers.
But they lead in most helmets used in the season.
Uniforms, helmets. I never know. The TV says that they're on. I put it on. And I said, that's not Rutgers. They lost to UConn. UConn was 1-9 coming into the game. They lost to them. I think it's just horrible. I can't watch them. They took Gary Nova out as the starting quarterback.
Supernova's gone?
Supernova, Terra Nova is over. They brought in
Casanova?
a little midget. I forgot, Chase Dodd. They got some redneck playing quarterback in Jersey. What the hell is? Why are the Jersey team recruiting down in North Carolina?
Is he good?
He plays for Rutgers. No. He was a starter before a turnover came out of Bergen. Was a Don Bosco Prep.
Oh.
The great Don Bosco Prep, who could probably beat Rutgers right about now.
Don Bosco's a
So
machine.
they got some issues there. But speaking of college, Heisman's coming up, and a lot of the Heisman candidates took a hit this week. They all lost, except, well, let's go through who lost.
Okay.
A.J. McCarron lost on the miracle play to Auburn.
That was nice.
Johnny Manziel lost. He's done.
He still got that girlfriend, though.
Oh, yeah, I tell you.
He's a winner.
Oh, my God.
He's a winner.
He's an ugly mother, too. Where do these guys...
She's investing in her future.
No, imagine, no.
She's investing in her future. You
I'll
know
tell
what?
you-
She has...
She may want to think about a new stock because I don't think his stock is going anywhere.
I think she has an inside tip.
I think he's
That's
got,
why she's
I
staying.
think he's got an inside tip.
He's tipping it.
I think so.
I don't think so.
So they're done. Bryce Petty from Baylor, who nobody ever heard of before, he lost. The only candidate who did not lose this week, Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston's still going to have a problem winning a Heisman. You know why?
No, why?
He had that issue. They claimed that he sexually assaulted a young lady down in Florida last year. See, the differences between nowadays and back then. Joe Namath, what he was doing back then, he probably should have been in jail for the rest of his life. Let's call a spade a spade.
Yes.
Today, now, I'm not casting stones one way or the other about sexually assaulting anybody, but something in the back of my head has me saying, these girls, they make out with a guy at a party, and they because it's an athlete, a famous athlete, and they yell something that maybe is it true?
Well, it's when they don't call them.
You know, I don't know, man.
What, you didn't call me? You did me? You didn't call me? 911.
Well, that could be true, but then you find out he also was shooting off BB guns. I think he's a problem child. And I'm familiar with the way the Heisman works. They don't like problem children. They will give it to another guy who sucks before they give it to a good ball player that's got a checkered past. So I'm still thinking, since A.J. McCarron played really well against Auburn, and he didn't lose that game, the kicker with the return 109 yards on return field goal, what a freak thing that was. I tell you. So I don't think AJ played himself out of the. And AJ, speaking of girlfriends, I thought he broke up with the girlfriend. Mm-hmm. She was there kissing him at the end of the game. Nice job, AJ.
AJ, way to go.
He's my man. So
did you see that Michigan-Ohio State game?
They had a brawl. They had a brawl in the middle of the game.
That's a rivalry.
That's a rivalry that goes back, I think, 80 some odd years. I think they go there ready to fight.
But correct me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
And again, I was working that day and I had it on the TV.
Okay.
And I see the score 42-41.
Mm-hmm.
And Michigan had the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Were they going for the win,
yes,
or were they going for the 2-point conversion?
Which would have given them the win.
Okay, so they had scored.
They scored.
So they had an opportunity to kick.
They scored like 30 seconds.
Kick an extra point
to go into overtime,
or go for 2-point conversion.
Right. And
now Ohio State's record was what?
11 or 12-0, yeah.
Okay, Michigan State was
7-4. They had nothing to lose. Their Chris Christie lookalike coach, Brady Hoke. He had big balls. He went for the win. I
don't go for the win there. You know what? Because when a tie will still knock them down.
They were going to lose in overtime. He knew that. You knew that. I know that.
Exactly.
So why take the loss in overtime when you have a chance to pull it?
Now, who's number 2 in the country right now?
Well, right now, the BCS came out. They have Florida State 1, Ohio State 2. They're the last 2 undefeated teams, 12-0.
Okay.
But a lot of people say that Ohio State should not be number 2 because of the crappy schedule that they played.
Okay.
They played some lightweights, where the rest of the teams, like Auburn, has played they've beaten 4 top 10 teams.
Okay.
You know, they just beat Alabama, who's the defending 2-time champs. Some people think Auburn, but a lot of the way this stupid computer works, and it's the last year of this BCS crap. Next year, they're back to the human factor. So some weird things can still happen this week. Michigan State plays Ohio State. Michigan State can beat Ohio State. But the game's in Columbus, which is going to be difficult. So we may hear a lot of cursing and yelling because Ohio curses more than New Jersey does.
That's amazing.
So
I still don't understand that.
I don't get that either. So we may see some weird things happen this week. I really do. So because you still have to have Auburn has to play Missouri in the Southeast Conference championship game. So if Missouri somehow beats Auburn, that'll throw the BCS. It'll burn up the computer. If Michigan State beats Ohio State, they're gonna have to throw the computer out the window. Then who's gonna play Florida State? Who's playing Duke? I don't think Duke has a shot against the Florida State Seminoles, who are my team, by the way.
Oh, really?
I'm a Florida State fan. Yes, back before the Deion Sanders days. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, you never knew that, did you?
No.
Yeah. I'm a Florida State guy. Love them. Love
the
them.
Seminoles,
wide right. Oh God. But I think we're going to see A.J. McCarron win the Heisman. I think Florida State's going to win the national championship. I know it sounds early, and I'm predicting Army to beat Navy because that game's coming up. So that's
and your predictions are? What's your?
They're crap.
Oh.
Okay. You know,
take Navy, guys.
Absolutely.
So how about the NBA and NHL? Are they playing?
I can't stand the NBA. They're the most self-serving scumbags, and I cannot stand them. And I love ESPN, but every time you turn on ESPN, it's a basketball commercial. It's the NBA. It's LeBron that. It's Kobe. Is Kobe coming back? I don't care if Kobe comes back, but a lot of people are into basketball. I get it. The Eastern Conference sucks. Our Nets and Knicks are just the worst.
The worst. With
Where-
a brand new stadium in Brooklyn too.
Oh, and they made that trade for all these old farts to come into Brooklyn. That was the and Jason Kidd. What the hell was that? It's so bad in Brooklyn that he had to spill soda on the court to get a timeout.
That's the Brooklyn way of doing it, though.
Yeah, it certainly is. Do you ever see Jason Kidd's wife, Jumana?
No.
Not bad. Why do these ugly guys get these good-looking wives and girlfriends and stuff like that?
Contracts.
You think? You think it has something to do with money?
I think it has a lot to do with it. Unfortunately,
Really?
I think
'Cause
the women of today.
Jason Kidd is an odd-looking man. He's an odd-looking man.
Yes, he is, and he's got a lot of baby daddies too.
Is that him?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's got a lot of kids.
Mm.
Hence his name. Coming back.
Baby daddy.
Talking Jersey more with Vinny and Dino. So let me ask you something. When you
Go
were
ahead.
just got your license
17, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to go back in the memory bank. Go ahead.
and you saw a girl walking on the street corner, just like this one is right now, walking right by us with the hat, watching.
Okay.
Well, actually, we didn't have texting back then, but
No.
she's texting now.
Yeah.
Texting and walking, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, for me, it
If
was
you- if you
summertime. It was like the boardwalk. It was the strip.
okay.
That's where
So-
we kind of cruised up and down.
Did you ever drive up to somebody and say, hey, you need a ride?
We may have done that once or twice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Wonder Boy Ryan, he's, I'm going to say 21 or less, right?
Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah,
not giving
yeah.
out his real age.
Yeah.
If you had a girl that you knew who was a friend, and she said some guy pulled up next to me and asked me if I needed a ride, how would you feel?
She would never get in. She would never.
Not nowadays.
That's
That's
how
times
much
have
life has
times have
changed.
changed.
Because
Absolutely.
I don't know if I ever told you the story.
No. What
All right.
story is that?
I'm 17. I got my little Ford Maverick.
Ford Maverick.
All right, little white one, 73 Maverick.
Vinyl seats.
Of course, reclined.
Nice.
Nice. So I'm driving on in Bloomfield, and there was a strip, Franklin Ave.
That was on Bloomfield Avenue.
Yeah, well, with that Bloomfield Ave, well, you went did the whole circuit.
Okay.
You started in Belleville. You drove down Greylock Parkway, went to Franklin Avenue in Nutley, drove Watchung, made a left onto Franklin Street.
As you join the map, go ahead. I'm watching.
Franklin Street, kept going. Came back to Bloomfield Ave. Stopped at JJ's hot dog truck to load up. You needed a couple of hot dogs. Drove back down
You don't put
Bloomfield
ketchup
Ave.
on your hot dogs, do you?
No.
Okay, thank God.
Mustard and sauerkraut, sauteed
Okay,
onions,
okay.
or
We're
chili
good.
and cheese.
We're good. We're good. We're good. Go ahead.
Ketchup on hot dog.
Well, that's a kid thing.
Drive down Bloomfield Ave.
Okay.
Come down through Montclair. Just drive through Brookdale Park.
Okay. Is that near the college?
Maybe about 4 or 5 miles from
Okay.
the college. But Brookdale Park was so cool because you used to drive through the park, and it would take you sometimes 2 to 3 hours to get through the
How
park.
big's this park?
3/4 of a mile.
Why did it take you 3 hours?
Bumper to bumper traffic on a Saturday night.
Why?
It was a pickup park.
So I
You
mean,
just pick people up.
So let me guess. There were some people walking and there were some people driving.
Of course.
That place
Or
was
some
packed.
people just pulled over and hanging out on their hoods.
In the hood.
No hood back then.
No hood.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just
They weren't allowed back then.
Okay.
So they'd pop in the lone brown nips. And then when the cops came, everyone like sat up in the trees and we drink in the trees.
Because they knew that you were hiding. Nothing was going
The
on.
cops didn't care back then.
No.
It was different.
As long
It
as,
was
you
different.
weren't, as long as you weren't breaking anything.
So anyway, one night I dropped off my friends. And I was in the mood for more JJ's. So I decided to drive down Franklin Street.
That'll give you agita.
So three dogs for $1.15.
What'd you wash it down with?
Chocolate Yoo-hoo. Of course.
Gee, I wonder when do I get acid reflux these days?
Chocolate. No, actually, it was called Chocolate Moo Moo.
Moo Moo.
Moo Moo, yeah, it was a generic brand, but it was so good. So anyway, I'm driving down Franklin Street and I see this girl. She's got her things are hanging out.
Nice.
Hair 12 inches off the top.
Well, it's the 80s.
This is 1982.
Well, the hair should be high.
Heels.
In a park.
No, this is on Franklin Street
Oh, this is on the street.
by
Oh,
Mr. Foamy Car Wash.
Mr. Foamy Car Wash.
Mr. Foamy Car Wash. What a great name.
It's a clever name.
That's a great name. So I see this girl walking And back then it was okay to pull up next to him. So I pull up next to him and I said, hey, you need a ride? No, that's okay. It's okay. All right. She didn't think I was attractive. So I make a U-turn. All of a sudden I see this car. We're going to say Hispanic.
Okay, you can say Hispanic.
About 5 of them in the car. And they pull up next to her. And I can tell that she's getting agitated in my rearview mirror.
Because you never took your eye off of her.
No. How could I? How could I?
So you didn't have to worry about technically driving. Back in those days, you were...
Not at all. I think this is one of them now walking by. Talk about Mexican in the hood. So anyway, I pull up next to her again.
Okay.
I cut off the Hispanic car.
Okay.
And I say to him, I said to her, I said, hey, you need a ride now? She goes, yeah, I'll take the ride. She gets in the car.
Now Dino looks real good to her now.
Oh, now it looked good.
Yeah.
Well, needless to say, she had this mini skirt on. She has her one leg up on my dash.
Why?
She wanted to get comfortable. She had her other leg on the console of the Ford Maverick.
That's the way she got in?
No, that's where she sat. So now, needless to say, I'm seeing the whole vision.
I've heard of distracted driving. But that's
Talk about looking and driving, yeah. So, and she's got her things hanging out. She's twirling her hair. I'm like, oh, I'm going to score tonight. This is great. This is great. This is a slam dunk.
These are all the signs.
They're all the signs.
Yeah.
So now I say, hey, do you want to go up to Eagle Rock Reservation? Now, I don't know if you know what Eagle Rock Reservation is.
I can only imagine.
Well, there's this big park right by the manor. And
I've heard of the manor, okay.
And High Lawn Pavilion.
Okay, gotcha.
We'll go up this mountain. It's a winding road, but it's got a perfect view of Manhattan.
Nice.
Perfect.
It was a clear night?
Clear night.
Beautiful.
So I said, okay, this is where I'm going to get her. So we go for a walk, getting underneath a tree. That was the classic thing to do back then. She's lying on the floor. I'm starting to get into it a little bit. And she's lying there. And I go, I'm thinking, I'm doing something
What am I doing
right.
wrong?
Like, is something wrong? I never cheated on my girlfriend before.
You said girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Okay. Well,
Now, today, young Ryan goes to college, and I think 70% of all women have had relationships
Experiences?
with women.
okay. Experimented.
In 1982, you didn't hear about that.
It wasn't advertised.
Nobody did that.
I'm sure
I
you
was,
did.
I was,
You didn't know about
I was
it.
petrified. I didn't know what to do.
How
I
petrified,
left.
how petrified were you?
I left. She's still up there. I was traumatized. So then I went to the diner because my friends, told me, say, hey, listen, we always go to Nevada Diner in
Always go
Bloomfield.
to the diner.
Always go to the diner.
Always go to the diner.
And I walk in, I'm white as a ghost.
It was still bothering
It
you.
still bothered me. And that was about a 20-minute ride. Still bothering me. And I go, what's the matter? And I said, I got stood up by a girl who likes a girlfriend, who has a girlfriend. And they're looking at me like,
So was the word lesbian even used in those days?
no, who said that? Did you say that?
I don't think so. I think we used more of a thing that kind of blocked water. Dyke. I'm sorry. Those are the things we said back then. I'm sorry.
You really had to take the show to that point.
I'm just trying to follow your lead, Dino.
What the fuck? All right, guys, thank you. See you next week.